So the AUKUS alliance is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And from an Australian point of view, it makes little geopolitical sense. Because what we are doing is basically forming a military alliance against China. We don't say that part out loud, but we all know, right? And that is the dumbest and most nonsensical power play we could have made. Not only should we not be facing off against China, China is actually the natural choice for who we should be allying with. China is our close neighbour, biggest trading partner and perfect strategic ally. We have different politics, sure, but so what? We don't agree with anything coming out of Washington these days, and the US is by far the most belligerent nation on earth, dragging us into futile, brutal wars year after year after year. But we go along with that without a fuss and pretend like it's all cool and normal, even when they unleash and enable genocide in multiple countries at once. By comparison, China is way more chill than America. In fact, China hasn't bombed or invaded another country in my entire lifetime, and I'm old, kids. In fact, if political values is a supposed deal breaker here, I would like to point out that China is actually way more democratic and free than America is. After all, China is made up of many local and worker councils, and people can actually vote and have a say on the things impacting their communities and lives. Meanwhile, America is a militarized police state that violently crushes protesters and has armed militias kidnapping and disappearing people off its streets. But no matter how logical I can make this argument, we all know it will never happen. And we all know why. We can't ally with China, can we? Because the colonial white supremacy that rules our nation demands we ally with the fallen genocidal empire of Britain and the falling genocidal empire of America. Because the racism that upholds our entire colonial system would never ever let us be the minor partner to a non-white country. So instead of logically allying with our most powerful, stable, international law-abiding neighbour, who again is also our biggest trading partner and hasn't participated in a war in 50 years, it is demanded of us that we handcuff ourselves to the corpse of the British Empire and the violently psychopathic supernova implosion of the US Empire, until they both drag us down into the depths of World War to save dead colonial supremacist views that have no place or future in the 21st century. Yay, Western world! I tell you kids, to fight on the hill of Western hegemony is a suicide pact, completely divorced from the realities of the modern world and destined to end in disaster and our ruin. But anyway, something to think about.